Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. It seems like every week there's another protest, and one thing I can say for certain here in the DC metro area is that moms are on the job. Joining me today is Elizabeth Brandt. She is one of the members of the Moms Clean Air Force here in the DC metro area, and she brought along her friend Brennan from Sidwell Friends. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Brennan, are you happy to be here?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's start with you, Elizabeth. Clean air, so important. Tell me a little bit about Moms Clean Air Force.
Sure, of course. So the Moms Clean Air Force is a national community of over 1 million moms and dads who are united in support of clean air and a safe and healthy climate for our children. So we educate parents, community leaders, decision makers about clean air and climate issues on the local, state, and national levels.
And Brennan, how did you get involved in the climate movement? What is it that you did?
So it's really a class thing. We went on just this plain field trip, and then our teachers expanded it, and then we got in these groups.
Tell me what those groups are.
Butterfly gardens, rain gardens, ivy pullers, speeches, and signs.
And signs. And what's your group?
Signs.
And tell me what one of your signs might say.
Like what goes in the recycling, or like invasive plants or invasive animals.
So you know, Elizabeth, what strikes me about what Brennan's saying is that years ago, children were not given any of this information, specifically not in school. So what was it as a parent that motivated you to become involved?
Well, you know, I think like a lot of people, I have always cared about the environment, and I grew up in a really beautiful area in Western Washington, and I wanted to protect it. But it really wasn't until I had my first daughter 4 years ago that I experienced almost like postpartum depression about climate change. I was so concerned all of a sudden about the magnitude of the problem. And it took me a little bit of sorting out. I spent some of my time off work changing diapers and then also thinking about what I could do. Because the difference between a worry about something like climate change and postpartum depression is it's not a mental illness. Climate change and concern about it is not a sign of something wrong. It's a sign that you need to do something about it. It's a call to action. So I decided that I would get involved, and I've only deepened my involvement since I've moved to the Washington, D.C.
I think
area.
If you don't think about climate change, then you may have a mental illness.
Yes.
Now, I was talking about marches in the introduction,
Yeah.
the Moms March. Just recently, there was the Science March. Did you go, Brennan, to the Science March?
No, but one of my friends, Tilly, did.
Okay, well, shout out to Tilly.
Yeah.
But a lot of people since the election are becoming more involved. Tell me about one of the ways that your organization is affecting change.
Well, you know, I think that one of the real silver linings about the election and the dawning realization that we have several people who hold very influential positions who just don't even believe in climate change is that it motivates us to do even more. So when Scott Pruitt was nominated to be the head of the EPA, we knew that we probably could not really in the end stop him from becoming the head of the EPA, but we showed up every day. So people in Moms Clean Air Force shirts wore their red shirts to every hearing, and sometimes we could speak and sometimes we could not. And every day after the hearings were over, we went to go see different people who maybe we thought we could influence to vote against him.
Wow. I can't imagine anything that would be more impactful to young people. Also, the fact that you're learning these things in school, you're learning about clean air, aren't you?
Yes.
And now you know a little bit about a good day and a bad day based on air quality. So what are the colors of a good day?
Green is good. Red is bad. Purple is really, really bad, and it's dangerous to go outside.
And what would happen to you if the air was so bad that it was purple?
Well, if nobody in the area of my school put a purple flag up, my teachers wouldn't know. so we'd go outside and play, but we'd breathe like smoke and chemicals, and then our lungs would get blackish, and then later that would cause cancer. And
Thank you, Brennan. That's scary stuff, and it's a big issue that kids need to know about. But it's all about how you present it, and you will be presenting at the Green Festival in a couple weeks on the 13th and 14th. What will you talk about?
Yeah, so I'm going to be talking on the 13th with the Chesapeake Climate Action Network, and we're going to have a panel about ways that everyone can get involved in climate activism and be impactful in that way. And I think that it's great. Brennan was just mentioning a program that the EPA has put together where schools can put up air quality flags. And actually the EPA is recruiting schools in the district and in this area to participate because they are concerned that people who have asthma or respiratory conditions don't always know the air quality. So the thought is that if schools could raise flags on days, then people would know.
Well, it sounds like the Green Festival is going to be chock full of information, and you're doing lots of work. So how do people get in touch with you?
Well, it's momscleanairforce.org.
Okay, great. And on the, they're going to go to your website and find out about the upcoming march this following weekend. And then how do they find out information about the Green Festival?
They go on this website, www.greenfestivals.org.
Perfect. Wonderful. Well, I want to thank you both for your hard work that you're doing to save the environment. We are all on the job together. And I want to thank all of you for watching The Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari. Thanks, and back to the news desk.